Today I'm going to show you how I made this wooden lantern. You may see some people calling it a rustic lantern, but the only difference is they're staining it instead of painting it. But I particularly think this white really makes this particular item pop. Now these things they're selling online for 30 to 50 bucks. I've even seen some people selling them in bulk for a wedding venue. That's an awesome idea. So mine ended up being 7 inches by 7 inches, and I'm going to put the dimensions at the end of this video. So come along, let's make some sawdust. To get started building our wooden lantern, I've got these scrap pieces here that we're going to use. Most of the ones I've seen are kind of around 7.5 to 7 inches wide. You're going to need a 1x8 for that, and luckily that's what this piece of scrap is here. But we got to decide really what we're going to put in it, because if you're going to put something really small, you don't really need a 1x8. You could do a 1x6. I'm going to use some of these sunflowers I got from Dollar Tree. If you don't have a Dollar Tree in your area, you know there's Hobby Lobby and some other craft places around. You can put these in it. You can put a candle in it. You can put flower arrangement in it. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this wooden flower in it. Got a couple of these magnets left, trying to use them up. But you guys probably like I am, kind of getting tired of all these magnet projects. But you don't have to make this a magnet project. This thing is so multifunction. You can change these items out throughout the season, and it can be year round. So I'm going to cut these up. Come along with me, and let's get to building. I've got all of our pieces cut out. We've got our bottom, our top, and our very top, whatever that is. And these lanterns, they still all are about the same idea. You have the supporting post. Some may have the pieces in between them, but either way, they're all supporting an upper piece, and then either a rope or something that simulates the hanging mechanism on the very top. So all we got to do now is put it together. Before we start assembling this, let's run these through the router table. Got a 45-degree chamfer bit in there. Run each one of these pieces across it. It's going to make it look a lot better. All right, now that we got the chamfered edge all looking nice, we're going to figure out how we're going to put this together. Multiple ways you can attack this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build my little frame first, get that all put together and squared up, and then I will put it on here and actually probably nail it from the bottom just so you don't see all the nails in the top of it. So that's my plan of attack. Let's do it. So I'm going to line my first piece up with basically the chamfer edge on the top of this. So it'll end up something like that. Of course I can't see the front of it from where I'm at, but I think that's going to be pretty close. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll put a dab of glue on top and bottom, line it back up with that chamfer bit, and we'll shoot nails from the bottom just so we're not having to patch as many nails. I hate patching nails. How about you? So the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and space out our next cross piece here so that we'll know where the other piece that we've already made lines up, whatever I did with it. There it is. So that'll let us know exactly where that piece needs to line up. I did have to do a little bit of measuring to figure this out beforehand, so kind of just falling into place now. Now all we have to do is put the other braces in here. Okay, our lantern's coming together pretty well here. We've got to put our upper piece on. This will be our very top piece. And then we've got to figure out what we're going to do with the rope, you know, to make it look like it's actually a hanging lantern. We may even come back in and put another piece on here as well. But first, if we're going to make this a magnet project, I'm going to go ahead and sink my magnet in. Probably put me another crossbar right here. You won't be able to see it, so you don't have to use this as a magnet project. You can put anything in here and that magnet will be hidden, so you could swap it in and out if you wanted to. So let me go ahead and figure out how we're going to do this crossbar piece, and then we'll put the top on. Okay, we got our magnet hole drilled. There was a 1/2 inch Forstner bit. I do happen to have some of the 3/8 magnets left over. But most of the ones I'm seeing online now are 1/2 inch. They're 1/2 inch in diameter and they're a 1/2 inch deep. But this one's 3/8, so only had to drill 3/8 inch deep. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little cross piece up in the top of my lantern. Yeah, I could have put it in the very top piece, but by dropping this down, it gives me another 3/4 of an inch closer to what I'm trying to levitate or pull up. So I'm trying to get that as close to the item as I can. And don't forget, I've already got the magnet in here. Don't forget, you got to get these magnets in the right polarity or they'll not attract to each other. That'll be a bad day for your magnet project. So let me glue this in and then we'll get it nailed into the top of the lantern. You can use your favorite CA glue or whatever CA glue you have on hand. And then we're just going to put our magnet in like so. Again, I'm going to use my handy dandy self-centering measuring tape to find the center where I know where the center of this bar needs to be. I've marked out where the framing should land on the top piece because it's not all the way to the edge, because remember we offset it due to the chamfer edge, so got to know that we got to come in just a little bit, which is 1/4 inch. But what we'll do is put a dab of glue on there, we'll flip her over, figure out where she goes, pop some holes in it. Like I said, I've already pre-marked these where this needs to go, 1/4 inch in on every corner. I'll flip this guy over and line that right up. And if you didn't want to chance this moving, you could let this dry up for a little bit, harden up before you put the nails in. But it's pretty tacky right now, not moving a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and pop those nails in. This project's coming to an end. All we really got left to do is put our top decorative piece on there and then decide what kind of rope or hanging mechanism we're going to use. I've got a couple pieces of rope here. I don't know which one I'll use yet, but we've got this kind of white rope. It's really a little bit thicker than the jute rope that I have. Most of them I see are some kind of brown rope, so I'll probably stick this in there, even though it's probably a little smaller than I'd like. But I'm also thinking that I may put another decorative piece on the very top here, just to kind of give it another dimension. Let me see if I can find a piece to do that with, and we'll add those as we're adding the rope. I've got our piece for the very top. This will be should be the very last piece we have to cut. It's 4 inches by 4 inches. Got the same 45-degree chamfer bit there on it, and it's going to go just on the top, like so. I think that really makes a big difference. Next thing we got to do, we're going to drill a hole in here so we can put our rope in. I don't really need my self-centering tape measure for this, because even I can figure out what 1/2 4 is. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mark that off and then drill our hole to get the rope put in. Before I finish putting the very top piece on, I think I'm going to paint this. But here's what's going to happen. We're going to put this piece on, and then I've already put the rope in. I can slide the rope back out, but and then the rope piece is going to end up somewhere on the top like that. I've got the lantern painted all white and put a coat of primer on it. Then I put some just satin white on it, and wow, white really makes this thing pop. So now all we have to do is put the other couple pieces on the very top, but I know I didn't mention much about the upper piece that I made that the rope's going to stick through. I did a 3/4 inch Forstner bit in the bottom. Did not drill that all the way through. That way my knot can hide up in that hole. And then I drilled a 1/2 inch Forstner bit in the very top. So this has still got enough room to let me slide all this back through, and then we'll put it together. Before I put my top pieces on, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to drill my center hole for the fishing string just in case I ever want to make this into a magnet project. I do have the magnet in the top, but you don't have to use it. This project will look just fine with a centerpiece in it. So 3.5 is going to be the center. Take my marking tool, just draw me a cross mark on the bottom, and then I'll take my smallest drill bit that I have and drill a hole right there in the center. Ready to put our top piece on now. I've already measured it out, so I kind of know where, got me a little mark on the top so I know where it goes, so when I get some glue on there, I'll be able to just set it straight down and then pop some nails in it. But what I'm going to do is make sure that I get the nails close enough inside that they're hidden by this piece here, so just less nails I've got to try to fill. But what I'm going to use this time, I'm going to use some CA glue because I'm not sure that the wood glue is going to adhere to the painted surface now that I don't have two fresh wood surfaces. So we'll use a little super glue, but the brad nails will hold this in no problem. So I've kind of marked where the edge of the top piece needs to go, so I know where the nails can go to hide this. Probably didn't need the nails. The super glue is going to be just fine. And then the upper piece will hide that. Unfortunately, I will have to fill these. So this is the flower that I made with my laser. Put a little magnet on the top of it. We're just going to drill a hole for the fishing string in the bottom and see what this looks like. Here's the finished product, and I think it turned out great. The white color really makes this flower pop in the center, but you don't have to do a floating project. I had this sunflower in there, and as you can see, it looks just as great as the wooden flower does. So another successful project. You can put anything you want to in here. I'm going to put the dimensions of the one I built at the end of this video. Hey, and until I see you again, don't forget to make more sawdust.